are you? Good.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you for taking part of your day to share with us. We've had a relationship with early college and camp. It goes through, I know my 4 years as corporate director of HR, and I know a couple years before that. It's been a great relationship where we get an opportunity to bring some very bright students into the organization, to pair them up with very bright managers of our organization, and then work on particular projects throughout the course of the summer. Every year has been a great year. I say this year is particularly one of my favorite years. I'm not going to say exactly why, but I think as we'll see here in a couple minutes, the personalities that they demonstrate definitely make them very much likable. So, Corinne, I want to thank you for doing such a great job, and I'm sure you'll get credit from each one of the students, you should at least, for helping bring the program along and making sure that we keep things on task and make things as productive and professional as possible. And again, thank you for all of manager support, outlining the job descriptions, and making sure that we're keeping structure in mind and making sure this is a much worthwhile experience. And then thank you for our guests for showing up today. Dennis, we just met for the first time, and Ken and Tabitha, thank you for making time for us today. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Corinne to do the introductions and bring everybody up. They're going to introduce themselves, give a little idea of what they worked on this summer, some special thanks, and then we'll move on to it. So just do the 4 students today, and that's it. Okay. Thanks. Good.
All right, hello, I'm Corinne Albrecht. I work in human resources as an intern for now. I just graduated college, so I'm kind of like in this in-between part of my life, transitioning to an actual career. So while I'm here at Freshmark, I've been managing our camp interns. So, Chelsea, you want to come on?
Chelsea, that wasn't the way you were dressed today when you came into work, was it?
No, I changed.
Oh.
Chelsea has been helping us as a QA tech on
really?
first shift for the last 2
Well,
weeks.
that's good.
Costume change.
This is Chelsea. Chelsea's been in QA with Alicia. Been working on alchemy, seeing how well people actually retain the alchemy videos during orientation. And then Tom just mentioned that, yeah, she was down in the plant working in QA for a while. So next we've got Austin. This is Austin Carpenter. He's been with Lee last year, working in distribution. He's been working on time studies to see how long it takes to like flip a pallet and do things like that. He's also been working on our ham projections so that we know how much we're going to be selling later in our ham season. So next we have Malaya. Malaya's been with Mike Kirsch and Bill Eisel. But she's mostly been in the micro lab working on just day-to-day micro lab stuff. She updated the LIMS system so everybody understands what specific procedures to follow. Our micro lab basically just tests all of our meat to make sure that it's, edible, safe to eat, everything's good, there's no bacteria on it. It's a really important job here at our facility. And last but not least, we've got Sarah Dubinsky. Sarah's been down in IT. She's helped run the help desk. She's done some IT training around, what else have you worked on, Sarah? You've worked on a lot. A long list. Yeah, Sarah's done a lot for IT, working on, because they've accomplished a lot this summer.
Good. All right.
Austin, if you working.
We got a couple of
run the department, you can't do the real stuff.
Thank you. Sarah knows how to fix it. Who's on the help
No.
desk?
IT right now.
Turn it off and turn it back on.
That's-
Yeah, right there, that's what I wear most of the week. Have you restarted your computer? If you haven't thrown it at the wall yet, because they're really working.
You learn that quickly, turn it off, turn it back on, is the,
It's the first thing they
like the
do.
first step. Plugged in.
It's plugged in, I have to turn it on.
There it goes. Okay.
Hello, my name is Austin Carpenter. I'm the distribution intern. I was born here in Massillon. I used to live down the street from here. I live in Canton, Ohio now. I'm going into my senior year at Secondary College High School, where I take college classes that start state in May. I plan on graduating with my Associates of Science and Arts degree, with my high school degree too. I want to go to college somewhere in Ohio. Akron and Ohio State are my top two colleges right now. I'm also thinking of Kent State, Miami, Youngstown, and other colleges here in Ohio also. I want to major in engineering or sports medicine, and I want to be a mechanical engineer, electrical engineer, athletic trainer, or physical therapist. And an interesting fact about me is I'm a big basketball fan, and Shaq's one of my favorite players of all time. This summer, Lee was my manager. He had me working on a lot of things, the standard operating procedures, time studies, and how CAM holiday projections worksheet were the bigger projects I worked on. This summer, I learned the importance of organization, how significant Microsoft and technology skills are, and how a team works together. I really enjoyed meeting the nice and welcoming people here at Freshmark Internships. So SOPs are a step-by-step description on how to accomplish a duty. I worked a lot with Eric on this. He would walk me through tasks like deleting a portal out of deleting a pallet out of the portal and checking in a receipt. And after we walked through those tasks, I was able to create the SOPs. SOPs can help with training an employee. It can help execute the task without much help or very little help. It ensures that workers are using the same procedures, or it can simply be a reference. So to delete a pallet out of the portal, you go to the portal, you will go to set finished goods inventory adjustments, you will enter in the pallet ID, a whole list will pop up, and you will select the appropriate pallets and delete those out. To check in a receipt, you will go to red period, receiving operations, and then you will search for your master receipt ID, and you click. Then there's a drop box next to it. You click on that, and you want to select expected, and you click on the ID, and at the bottom there will be a button that says check in. I also created the AM holiday projection worksheet. This worksheet will be sent out to all the sales team members, and they will project what they think will sell from September to the end of the year. We will then accumulate the data, and we'll take the case count by category and by customer, and cross-reference the cases to tell us how many pieces we plan to sell for the holidays. This will help determine how many pieces we will sell for the holidays by category. It will determine any capacity constraints we might have, and it will determine how many days we will need to work by production facility. And this right here is an example. Well, it's a little part of the worksheet I created. Key project I worked on was the time studies. I worked around in the warehouse, timing people was doing their job. The 5 tasks I timed were flipping a pallet, wrapping a pallet audits, putting airbags in trailers, and export sticker. I timed each task multiple times to include human error and system error to get more accurate results. Time studies will help apply the labor costs to a pallet, and it will help check indirect time as direct time. Up here is an example of a pallet getting wrapped. It took about 1 minute and 52 seconds for them to take the pallet to the wrapper, start the wrapper, get the pallet wrap, and take it away. This is an example of a pallet getting flipped. So they take the pallet to the inverter, got the pallet inverted, took the pallet away, and it took about 1 minute 41 seconds. And over there is an example of the pallet audits for 24 pallets, and altogether it took about 32 minutes and 24 seconds for them to inspect each pallet to make sure it's ready to be shipped out. During my short time here at Freshmark, I learned a lot. I learned that culture is a very important aspect to successful companies. I learned that all employees are focused on successful operation across the board. I learned that great relationships with other employees are very important. I learned that good communication skills are essential. I learned the importance of planning and time management, and I learned what business conduct is. I want to give a special thanks to everybody up here listed, and thanks for a great experience. Any questions?
So, on the ham plant, were you surprised that we start making hams for Christmas and Thanksgiving in August?
Yeah.
And were you kind of surprised at how big that number can be?
Yes.
I think the number this year, just for the rest of the room, we'll produce about 5.5 million hams this year for holiday season. So it's, and all the categories of trying to figure out when can you deep chill, when do you have to freeze, all the customers, all the labels, all the different packaging. It's fairly complicated. But I also have something to point out. Did they ever tell you the story when we launched with Red Prairie? And we kind of got away from the disciplines that we were supposed to be using when we implemented. The Red Prairie is our warehouse management system, so it's a software system. And it helps you direct where you place pallets in the racks and where you go to pick them up and put them on a trailer. And we were kind of struggling with implementing that, and we got away from it. And the next thing we knew, we had lost control of the entire warehouse. And this is a 30,000 pallet warehouse. And we could produce it all in our production plants, but we were having trucks sit up there for like 2 days to get loaded because we couldn't find the product on it. And fortunately, Rick Foster, our head of operations and production, working with Mike Portella and then the rest of that team, got together and slowly started straightening it out. But it was a tough moment for us, and it lasted for, I don't know, Lee, what, 3-4 months before we finally settled it down?
What were your expectations coming in and leaving? Did you have any idea what you were going to get into when you
No,
came
I
in?
did not. No.
So, impressions, surprised, learn a lot, people, what's your biggest takeaway from all this?
I'd say I was surprised, and I did learn a lot. I did not expect distribution to be what it is. I wasn't expecting like a whole lot of communication, and I didn't really expect to be on the computer a lot either.
One of the first days or first week, Lee and Anthony and Mike Patillo took Austin to take lunch. Lee comes back, or Anthony comes back and says, well, Austin doesn't say much. He's a very quiet person. It'd be hard to come out of the shop. So let me get this straight. It was you, Lee Glass, Mike Patillo. I don't think I want to talk to you guys.
I'll give you any direction in your career, because you're looking at either engineering or sports, and that's the seemingly different things. Any direction you're getting from this experience this summer?
I haven't really thought about that. I'm not sure.
It's all a building block. It's a piece of information you'll incorporate.
Good job.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hello, good morning. My name is Malay Nelson, and I will be giving you a PowerPoint of my summer internship at Freshmark. A little overview of what we're going to be talking about today is my background, the internship I had in summer, the project I worked on, what I learned from everything, my conclusion, and if you guys have any questions. Background. I was born and raised in Canton, Ohio. The high school I attended was Stimson Early College High School. I graduated there in May with my associate's, also from the Start State program, I graduated with my associate's of arts. I will be attending Youngstown State University. Various reasons. It's one of our top 8 schools at Early College High School, and they have connections with them, and my credits will be able to transfer there, so I won't have to start over. So I will be certainly a junior when I go attend there. Tim Trussell, he's been really good, and he has inspired me to go there, and that's one of the reasons also why I want to attend Youngstown State University. He has done a lot of things to help the school and make it better. I will be minoring in biology and chemistry. I want to own my own practice in correctional psychiatry. Many reasons attending why is I have family who have struggled with mental, problems and had concerns with that and struggled a lot with it, and I've seen that, and I wanted to do what I can help them and help people who struggles with the same thing. Interesting fact about me, I participated in 15 clubs in high school. 10, I graduated senior year, Interact, Model UN, Team Court, Camp, that's just to name some, and a lot in band. But yeah, that's interesting fact about me. My internship this summer, my supervisor was also Ben Eisel, and Mike Kerr, she really worked with me, and I was under food safety this summer, and so my job assignment was to work in the microbiology lab and test, like she mentioned earlier, for bacteria, for product, and for equipment. My daily routine would be, we would have packages that came from Canton, Massillon, and Salem. We would organize them, and we would start testing right there and then. Some of them take a couple days, some take a few days, and we would mark that and get all the results for that, and we would send it out. There was a constant sterilization and cleaning, because if we did not clean, it could be a contamination, and we could get negative results, and it would mess up everything. So we always kept on spraying and spraying and spraying. Very important in the microbiology lab. My project this summer. So I worked in the microbiology lab, and I tested the product and equipment samples. They came from all of our plants, and we documented these procedures in our LIMS system, which is our laboratory information management system, which is based on organizing everything we do in the microbiology lab. They will have something in November to make it more organized and easier for our microbiology lab. So in order to get everything organized, I watched everybody in the micro team, took notes on the procedures of what they did, just a general notes, because I took every notes with me, I would still be down there. And I put all these notes into our Visio outline. So for example, so the LIMS had that to follow. What I learned. The biggest thing I learned in the microbiology lab was working as a team member. If you don't know, I worked with a few people that came from different countries. John, who's the manager down there, he's from Laos. You have Honore, who's from Romania, and Svetlana from Russia. I had no idea how I was going to fit in with all those different people from all over the place, so that was a big thing for me. But I learned a little bit about their culture, why they came here, and I learned a lot about their kids who are also inspirational, and then some of them have worked down there in the microbiology lab. Some of them will be doctors within the next couple of years, so that really inspired me to be surrounded by that. Being organized. If you're not organized there, that can mess up all the results for your testing, and it can throw everything off. One thing that you might have negative might be positive. It could just mess up the whole thing and mess up one system, and it takes a long time to get that organized. Being honest. I'm a very honest person already, but I make mistakes there every single day. They're very minor, and I catch them later in the day, but I always make them. And they always like, Malay, you have to do this, you have to do that. And I always remember, if I make that mistake, that can throw everything off and make slow the plant system down. If that's something that's positive and I say it's negative, that means people can get those bacteria, and that can, wouldn't be good for the company to have that. So I always make sure I let them know whenever I made a mistake. Always being prepared. Microbiology lab is nothing but preparation. Everything you prep for the equipment and equipment and products, you have to make sure you have everything ready for that. Some things you have to do earlier the day before just to be ready for the next day. Time management, if we don't have, like I said before, we don't have everything done at a certain point, then it can slow the plant down too. Conclusion, I talk a little bit about my background, where I was born, what school I attended, what I graduated with. My internship this summer was like working in the microbiology lab. My project was working on Visio, and what I learned about working as a team member and being honest and all that good things. And I want to give special thanks basically to everybody in this room, everybody listed here. I appreciate it for having a good summer. I learned a lot. And is there any questions?
Again, same thing I asked, I'll ask everybody.
Yes.
Expectation coming in and leaving, did you have any idea what to
Well,
expect?
when I first met Bill Iso, after we had our meeting, and he told me I was gonna be working with bacteria, and I was like, you gotta be a mad scientist. Like, I'm not gonna be able to know any of this. Like, I was very, very, very unsure of myself how I was gonna learn any of that. You know what I mean? They have their college degrees, they know what they're doing. I was like, how am I supposed to learn this stuff? I was like, you gotta go to college a long time for that. And then you said what I learned afterwards.
Yeah, you got self-confidence, I mean, you see you can
Yeah.
learn it on the job, right?
I guess, yeah.
Did you change your major? Because when you first started, I thought psychology was going to be your major.
Yes,
Now I
okay,
noticed
so,
that it's-
yeah, that's a little story of orientation. They told me, you're not gonna get into med school with a major in psychology. They said it's very competitive. They said the only way you would ever get into, they will even look at you at this time period, is if you have that major in biology. And I was like, really? So, yeah, that was a big shock for me, so, yeah, that's what I'm going to right now. Yeah.
So this definitely lends itself towards that path of
Yeah,
chemistry and
Yeah.
biology.
yeah, you know, getting an example, learning a lot more down there in the lab. I feel like I probably have that in college, and that's very helpful, you know. And they're always, you know, you have any questions, ask us, so that's very comforting. So yeah, it was very helpful, that's for sure.
But again, you have confidence, you learn this stuff on the job, we all do every day. I mean,
Yeah,
you're younger, we're older, but we all learn the same stuff on the
yeah.
job.
Every day
Get
is a learning
self-confidence,
experience.
you know? Good.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you, guys.
Good job.
Thank you.
This will only be an hour.
Hello. Okay. Good morning. Here we go. My name is Sarah Dubinsky, and I was the IT intern here at Freshmark this summer. And before we get into all two of my projects, I would like to first say I'm not bleeding. At Cedar Point, they stamped me 6 times. I don't know why. I can't get it off though. So that's the one thing. And second, I have flashcards because I have. So I'm going to talk very quickly, hopefully, but maybe not too quickly. Here we go. Where am I going? Oh, that's right. Okay, so a little about me. I also go to Early College High School, where I am earning my honors diploma, my Associates of Science and Arts, and through that I will be able to start my schooling career because I'm going to a little more extensive program I hope I can get through, as a second semester sophomore or first year junior, which is very exciting and basically to me means that I'm saving a lot of money. So thank you, Early College. Also, my intended major is and has always been marine conservation biology, with all of the depleting oceans and extensive problems that are happening with around the world in every ocean and every lake. I really want to do something to help. I'm already that big environmental person. I take all my papers home to recycle in my cans, and I even have the metal straws everyone's hearing about. My minor is now, hopefully, information technology, thanks to this summer. I know that it's a career that can go very far, and that can be found almost anywhere. It's always a really good thing to have that in which I really learned this summer. Another minor that I'm looking into, info or business. Now my interesting fact is in all of the extracurriculars I do. I am in a lot. I have participated
and had lead roles in theater. I have been the section leader and captain of the drum line at my school, in the marching band, and in the concert band. I was the varsity softball team captain as a junior. I was the Sunday school teacher at my church and still am, and I was the speech and debate co-captain, where I ranked first in Ohio for dramatic interpretation. And a couple weeks ago I went to nationals and I ranked top 20 in the nation. So that was really exciting, and I like talking. So here we go. Now into the fun part. This summer I had 8 weeks of 8 projects with a little bit extra. Each project and each week I focused on a different part of the IT branch. However, in the first week, I learned about the Freshmark organization as a whole. As you can see, me and Colleen traveled around to each of the sites, and I got to meet everyone, absolutely everyone. So it was a week full of learning about everything that this organization does, and it was a week full of being very impressed. I'm sorry, I don't want coffee. One of the biggest things that I took out from this week was how the company has grown naturally. We haven't bought out other companies, and we haven't tried to demoralize everyone else's business. We've been growing naturally, and we've grown rapidly, which is extremely impressive. In fact, my first week in my projects, each week I do a presentation. I put down 18 interesting facts because I could not pick one. So you guys are doing a very good job. Next, one of the other weeks was I was learning, not just the weeks, but throughout the whole summer, I learned about the Freshmark applications. These applications include Outlook, Visio, FM Portal, Teams, Freshdesk, AX, and KnowBe4. But most recently, in the last few weeks, I've been learning a lot about the AX system. And because the only 2 people who really work in the procurements and purchase orders and creating every process in the AX system don't really know how to explain it to others who aren't familiar with it, I got to make the instructions. So the instructions originally were 5 steps. I took that 5-step instruction, I tried to show it to someone like myself actually, and she had tried to have me do it. I could not do it. So I took 5 steps and I turned it into 27 steps. And now most people can follow it. So that was one of the big things I did. I did a couple of these. I think I did 3, but this was one of my longest ones. And then another 2 weeks technically I was with the help desk. The first week I shadowed Richard and Kevin and everyone else. But then one week I got to run it for the whole week, taking in calls, making tickets, because Richard was on vacation. And I actually really like this because, as you maybe can tell, I like talking to people. So I really got to learn a lot about just the people around not only this plant, but the other plants, when Rocco or Brian were at their desks, because they were fixing something. And I got to create all of these tickets, which helped everyone around the company solve their problems quickly. And like I said earlier, if you haven't turned it off and then back on again, it's a really broken one. Okay. And then another week I was with Mickey and Brandon Gay downstairs with project management. And project management, I did a couple different Excel sheets, but this one was actually about my projects because I thought that was helpful. And as you can see, these are from the first 3 weeks, and all of the progress is at 100% because it's not the first 3 weeks anymore. And I successfully accomplished everything I wanted to do. And then I also created one for the AX implementation, which has been coming up. Still in that process. Okay. And then another week I was with the System and Networking Team, or as we like to call them, the System Networking Organizational Team, or SNOT, downstairs. This was a very big debate. We had a very long talk about it, and it should not be an acronym. So it's not, or SNOT. This week I did the enterprise backup solution using Visio, which basically just shows where all of our information goes from each site, comes to Maslin and our giant data center downstairs, which is like the secret closet. A lot of cozy when I get in there. It's very cold though. And then from here, it all shifts up into the global data vault, as we like to call it, the cloud. Okay, and now the biggest thing I did this summer was a KnowBe4 campaign. I got to run and personalize my own KnowBe4 campaign. Now, KnowBe4 is the world's largest and most popular cybersecurity awareness training platform. You all, hopefully, well, maybe not you guys, went through a system training where you had to see how to detect the scamming and phishing emails. Now, it's very important for us because we get over 100,000 dangerous and scam emails each month. Ooh, that would have been bad. But because of our firewall and our CES, we were able to stop all of them from coming in. Okay, you might get a we're able to stop them, and that saves our money, our company, tons and tons of money. We have had problems in the past, before with losing money from suspicious emails. However, now, you can see we're doing a lot better. Years ago actually, 2 years, we had about 13 scamming, fraud, infections each month. Now, after after we started getting everyone used to it, it dropped extremely. Now each month we have about 0 to 1, which is a huge time saver, not only for everyone in IT, but a huge money saver for our whole business. Now, not only in the last years, but in the last 6 months, we have went from a 20, the blue dotted line, this is kind of a complex graph, but we're looking at the blue dotted line. From 6 months ago, we were at 28% fish prone, which means we were 28% prone to clicking on and opening dangerous emails. However, now, in the last month, after I ran my test, we are only about 3%, which means that almost no one has clicked or gone into or given up their personal information to our fake fraud emails. Now, my Know Before campaign, I took my very favorite coffee company, Dunkin' Donuts, mostly because it's cheap, and the holiday that was passing as I was making it, to try to trick everyone into getting a free drink or a half a price drink. So here I tried to create a basic model, which is a 3 to 4 star difficulty rating, which means that some people may fall for it, but they shouldn't. And with this, I had to point out the red flags. Now, I know you guys got this email. I don't know if any of you clicked on it, hopefully not. But if you did, these are the things you could have looked for to not click on it. As you can see, that all the underlined red are where it's dangerous. It doesn't look the first thing is it doesn't look very professional for a multi-billion-dollar company. The HTTP link says DDD holidays with a Z. That is not how that works. And it also has a click here to access your coupon code. And if anything ever asks you to click here, you gotta scroll over it, not click it, and see if it'll actually take you to the link. This one would have taken you to you got caught link, which would have sent us a little notification. Okay. Now, here at Nassau, we did very well. These are charts of the locations of fish-prone employee failures, or the employees who clicked on the link. The bigger the dot, the more people who clicked on it. As you can see, Canton sticks out just a little bit, my hometown. But they had about 30. Akron had about 3, and here at Massillon we only had 1. So good job, guys. Doing well. Okay. Now this summer I learned a lot, and these were only some of the projects that I did, but as you can see if I talked about all of them, it would take a while. My takeaways were my business conduct, my networking skills, which was really helpful for me because I love already talking to people, but learning how to get even more out of the conversations I've had was a big help for me, not only now but in my future. My office skills, my team accountability, like Malia had mentioned, if somebody needs me to do something and I don't get it done, it screws up the whole process. My network security skills, my scheduling, and good communications with not only Corinne and setting everything up, but also with my supervisors and everyone else down in the basement. A very well lit basement. We have a lot of natural light. Any questions?
So would you be the first member of your family to participate?
No, I'm actually the third member of my family to have this internship in the IT department. Both of my brothers did it last year. Oh, one of my brothers, yes, they were both here last year. Caleb has been here longer, but they are now currently in college, and one just graduated.
Really?
Yes, tomorrow I'm actually helping him move into his very first apartment in Cleveland.
Okay.
So
But where's he gonna work?
he's working for the Teach for America program, actually. EJ is.
Yeah.
He's doing 2 years. He just got done with the 6 weeks of training. He's doing 2 years at inner city schools, where he's helping kids who don't always get the best teachers because inner city schools don't pay as much. But the Teach for America program puts people who are devoted and really excited to help kids out into their programs, who are just out of college. That's what he's doing.